Have you ever thought about investing in foreclosures but weren't quite sure how to go about doing it? I'm Cindy Wadsworth.
And I'm Pete Pacina.
And we're with the Cindy Wadsworth team at eXp Realty.
So as promised, this is the second half of our video on foreclosures. In the last video, you can click on the link to see it if you didn't catch it already. We talked about what could happen if you're in a situation where an HOA or something like that is actually foreclosing on the property.
Yeah.
And what we found out were we have some clients and other people that were actually curious about investing in foreclosures but really don't know how to go about it. So we wanted to just give you a quick overview of the different ways that you can invest in foreclosures and take them from like the easiest way down to the most complicated way where it gets a little dicey and you want to make sure you have some experience with that. So first and foremost, the easiest way for any individual to invest in a foreclosure, whether it's as an investor or for a primary residence, is actually after the home is actually foreclosed on, right?
When it's owned by the bank.
Yeah, and they call that REO. So if you're ever on Zillow and you see REO listing, it just means bank real estate owned, right?
The thing that you do have to realize about sites like Zillow, you will see some homes fall under a pre-foreclosure, but if somebody is a couple of days late on their mortgage or on paying their taxes, they automatically put them into a pre-foreclosure status. That doesn't mean that they're actually going to foreclosure.
Yep, absolutely. So for this specific instance, you're looking at REO, real estate owned, and that happens after the bank already takes the property back, right? So there's a real estate agent involved, it's already listed, it's on the MLS service, you can get financing for it, you can do inspections typically, that sort of thing.
Yeah, it's just like a normal sale.
Yeah, pretty much a standard sale. You may not have as much competition because some people may shy away from the idea of, oh, we don't really know what's wrong with the house and that sort of thing. But in this current market where there's not a lot of inventory, you're probably not going to be getting a great deal on a home like that, right?
Yeah.
It's probably going to be very close to market value and sometimes can even go higher. The next one is similar to what Cindy said, which would be what's known as pre-foreclosure, which really doesn't actually mean anything other than they may have some type of financial distress and they're heading for a foreclosure, or also something called a short sale where they do need to sell and they actually owe more on the mortgage than the property is worth.
Yeah, and that one you do have to be very patient with, because I think that they have streamlined the process a lot. It used to be that with a short sale, you would make an offer on property and you may not be able to go to settlement on it for 9 or 10 months. But they have streamlined it, but it still is a much longer process than an actual REO.
Absolutely, and it's not necessarily guaranteed that it'll actually go through. So there's some hurdles there, which makes it a little bit more challenging. And then the third one is, in my opinion, probably the most complex and the most risky, especially if you haven't done it before. That's actually buying the property at auction live, whether at the courthouse, which is how we've bought some of them, or bidding online,
which we've also bought some.
Yep. The challenges there are you're bidding against other people, so you're now in that eBay mindset, right?
Right, especially if you're doing it online, because a lot of them are closed bids, so you don't see what the other people are bidding.
Correct. And if you are in a situation where you are seeing the bid, again, that eBay mindset where you get in that frenzy and you want to just win, and sometimes you might be way overpaying for the property, which we've seen so many times. But the bigger challenge is you don't get to see the property first a lot of times, right? You don't get to walk through it. You don't get to see if the roof is in bad shape or not. So what you really need to do if you're going to be bidding on a property at auction is have a great agent like ourselves that can do a lot of due diligence for you ahead of time. And then let us play detective. Let us talk to the neighbors and say, hey, when was the last time the roof got done? Have you seen them keeping up on the home, or has it been in distress and disrepair for a while?
And just even to see if somebody lives there. We actually did buy one online that we were told nobody lived there, and then when we bought it, we found out that somebody lived there.
Yep. So that has its own set of problems that we were able to overcome. So there's a lot of intricacies that go into foreclosure sales. We've done a bunch of them for ourselves and for our clients. So if it's something you think you might have interest in, we'd be super happy to help you. Just reach out to us. And until next time, have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.